guys.
What's up?
Welcome back to our YouTube channel. You guys have been waiting for this video, and a lot of people on our TikTok have been asking us about this video. Tell them, what are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about
I said, tell them how we met.
how we met. Yep. How do we even start talking about how we met?
I think it's a hot topic. I think also people want to know the history.
Okay, so let's talk about how we met, literally. Like, Nele Kokai Festival, where was it?
So we met here in South Africa,
Mm-hmm.
at this place called Camille Drift in Pretoria.
Yeah, it was a year-end function for a certain company that I worked for, and the company's in Samka Park, and we went to Camille Drift.
Yeah,
and
it was a Christmas party, year-end function. Yeah.
So we get there, and then let me tell you from my perspective. Anyway, I was
Okay.
late that day.
Should I not start, ladies?
Okay, you start. You were not interested in me anyway, Omo.
Okay, I'll start. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Before I start, guys, like, comment, share, and
Subscribe.
thank you. Beep, 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 beep.
That's because you wanted to do the baby.
You know me very well.
Mm-hmm.
How did we? Okay, let me start from my own perspective. This is how we met. My sister. Okay, if you know me, I call my cousins my sisters, especially the ones that I'm very close to. So my sister used to work with him, right? They used to work together. So my sister said, let's go for my year-end function. I used to stay with her at the time. At the time, I had just come back from Nigeria to live in South Africa again because I needed to start going to university. So I was staying with her. So she said, I have a Christmas party today. Why don't we go? I said, no, Ala, you know me now. That's my vibes. We went. I went with her. It was so great. And already, like, living with my sister, like, when she comes back from work, she'll gist me. Like, do you know what happened at work? Da-da-da-da-da. Like, you know, that catch up of the day. So I already felt like I knew her colleagues, right? But she had never spoken about this guy. I'd never even.
We were not even in the same department. Like, she was in a different department.
But even though, like, she even spoke about people that were in other departments. I think the people that she interacted with, because if anybody knows my sister, like, she's an extrovert. She's a people's person, you know? That's just how she is. So a lot of people know her. Anyway, Sha, so we go for that Christmas party. On getting there, I sat next to this other guy, some guy like that.
Who happened to be in my department.
Yes, at the
I was
time.
working, he was my colleague.
Yeah, he was Eamon's colleague at the time. So I sat down next to him. So he was, I think, on my left side. My sister was sitting on my right. So he was actually very nice, very chatty. Like,
He's a cool guy.
Chatting. It was a very nice conversation between him and I. Yeah. And he had not arrived yet.
We were late that day.
I'll give it to you. Oh yeah, continue.
So here I am trying to figure out, what's going on in this event because we are late. Speeches are happening. From afar, it was like, you know how the tables were set, right? I needed to figure out where I was going to sit. So the table that you were sitting on
had space,
and it was closer, so I didn't need to pass
to walk of shame.
So you were facing that way. So from the back, I could not see you. I just knew there were people on the table that I didn't know because obviously. And then I sat next to on the table also because we are from the same department together, so we could be able to talk. So I sat across from you, and when I sat down, the first thing I realized was that you were there with your afro and white dress.
Also white or cream?
Jonah, I saw a white dress. I saw what dress. I said what dress, and you were there talking, and I'm like, when I got there, you know there were speeches happening, but you were in mid conversations with
with my sister and also his colleague.
Yes, with my colleague, right?
Yeah.
And then to me, it looked like this lady has come with this colleague of mine, this guy.
Yeah, I think because we were chatting a lot.
Yeah, you guys were talking so much. And then I looked at you, Boma, 3 times. The third time, that's why I locked.
Babe.
Can I call? I was like, flip. My colleague.
Stop it.
My colleague didn't want to. Not, you know what? I was like, I envied him. I was like, wow.
That's
you
a
know,
fine girl. That's a beautiful
but
girl.
at the same time, bricks were building up. The tenancy.
You were ready to.
Yeah, bricks were building up on ish. This girl, she is on another level. But you know what? You know me, right? I'm very respectable, or respecting rather. Respectful, yeah. English,
I know.
Anyway, so I sat across from you, and then I looked at you. You know the eye contact now. That thing of I wanna see what actually is going on here, right? And then I think the next thing is the speeches went on. That day I got an award, I think.
Yeah, he got an award for foodie. This guy they beg for food for
so
office.
they at that time I was transitioning out of being a student into being working in the engineering.
This is like what, 11 years ago?
11 years ago.
Yeah.
And then when I was at work, my food finished very early, and then I would be hungry the whole day. So the people I worked with knew that. So they called me. I was like, Amon Kau for this award. Amon Kau Mwekezi. I get there. It's a food award.
It was a lunchbox. They gave you a lunchbox and a lunch bag.
Because I loved food.
Can you imagine?
You know what, ne?
That's so rude.
Guys,
that is so rude.
First of all, ne, I'm like trying to act cool here because I'm
musician.
seeing you, right?
Yeah.
I'm looking at you. I'm like, you know what? Maybe nothing serious is happening. Because when I was looking at you guys talk, I was like, I see you talking, but I don't see a certain type of chemistry happening. So in my mind, I was like, maybe you guys are actually not dating, but I wasn't sure, right?
Yeah.
So I had concluded that you guys are together. I needed to sustain, respectfully so. So anyway.
So then what made you?
What happened is a friend of mine, actually my brother.
No saying names out there.
Yeah. He came to me.
Because not everyone is comfortable with that.
Yeah, he came to me, and I think the first thing, when we spoke, I asked him, Ejo.
This friend he's talking about is also another colleague of his, but they're very close.
Yes, we worked in the same department as well,
they were
in
close.
logistics.
Yeah.
So he came to me. We actually, after the whole thing happened, it was getting late.
Yeah.
And then we had a chance to talk. So I was like, Ejo, what's going on there? Who's that? Right at that time, I realized that my colleague, was actually walking away now.
Yeah.
And he wasn't really walking with you. I was like, Jesus, that is the one I was waiting for. That's
but after you asked like your friend, like who's that?
While we were talking, that was happening.
Okay.
Right? And then he was like, no man, she came with your cousin.
Yeah.
Her sister.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you serious? And he was like, I was like,
she didn't come with that.
Listen, yeah, I realized that you didn't come with a colleague, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, Ejo, I need you to do me a favor here. And he was like, don't worry, because you guys were going to the car. You were about to leave.
Yeah, we're about to leave.
And I hadn't spoken to you. I wasn't sure if I was going to ever see you again. So I told him to help me create a diversion. So he would come and sort of like waste time, whatever.
Yeah.
Talk to your cousin. And then eventually, I think I asked her.
No, you asked
if I could
me.
talk to you.
You asked me, said, hi, sorry, can I talk to you? I looked at my sister and I said, she said, yeah, sure. I was like, oh my God, why did
Thank
you
God
say
for
sure?
her because
I was so like, look at this guy.
Why were you not interested in me? What did I do, Mara? How can you hate me like this, Joe? I was so bored, bro.
I'm sorry, babe.
I know you didn't know me. I didn't know you either.
My chair is squeaking.
I know.
No, he was just like, I just felt like I didn't know him, and also I just thought that was a bit forward.
Mara, if somebody likes you, how else to approach?
He was like, hi, sorry, can I talk to you? And I was like, okay.
There was so much.
I look at my sister. She's like, yeah, sure, talk to him. It's okay. So my sister is now talking to your friend at the time. Your friend that you were like, hey, who's
he came
that?
and he did the job.
He did the diversion.
Yeah, he did that. Jan, sometimes you can be important. Sometimes, Majita, they can be important. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have spoken
Where
to you
would
that
you
night.
be?
I don't know.
Okay.
So that's why I like him, right?
No,
I like he's a good guy, yeah.
He's a great
So
guy.
he created the diversion,
And then we
started talking. Let me tell you something. She shouldn't even say anything. She was not moto onkan never told. Honestly speaking,
honestly, I was not. I didn't.
She was
like,
not interested in me.
I was not interested at all. I was not. And should I continue?
Mm-hmm.
He came. He's like, "Hi, how are you?" He's like, "What's your name?" And I say, "Didi." And then he said, "Didn't." I said, "No, it's just Didi." He said, "Okay." He said, "Can I get your number?" He takes out his phone. He said, "Oh shucks, my phone is off." I said, "Okay, no, don't worry. I'll take your number." He starts to call his number.
Mistake. Mama told me. First mistake.